Okay, guys, hello. We're in actually an 8v8 game, and look, it's a 6 mech start for eco position. I wanted to show a real live game based off the last video I had where you have 6 mexes, because, like I said, 6 mexes can appear in a lot of game maps. Maybe you'll have a few more or a few less, maybe like 5, right? But, 6 is a good round number for you to base your build around. You'll have a similar amount of mass income. So I communicated with my team that I want to nuke, and now we're just going to play the game. I showed what mexes I want, and we're going to do the nuke strategy. So same sort of opening, but because I have to, this is in range, I want to build power before I build the third mex, so I don't stall. Because I don't have to walk to the mex, so there's no time wasted. So I don't want to idle on my commander or stall on power or whatever, so I just do the power before the third mex. We're gonna get the 3 engineers, and once that's done, we have him build. Oh, I should mention that once this builds, you immediately want to build a power and then rotate him back, because that way you don't waste any idle time. If you notice, when you successfully build a factory, what happens is it'll idle for like 3 seconds for some reason, and that 3 seconds could be used for building this windmill right here. Also, when a unit is completed, it has to walk out of the factory, and that takes more time. So once a unit is completed, you have him build another windmill or something else. So instead of clicking this circle on the factory, you would click on the unit with this little wrench symbol. So you would say queue your buildings, and then click the wrench, and then queue up some more buildings. And that way you don't waste any build time with your commander. All right, back to normal speed. So the first engineer goes out, gets the metal collectors. I did it a little differently this time. I had a second one go out because this walk distance was like really long. So I had the second one go out, and the third one would build a constructor turret. And here, because this is a risky, it's a weird, it's up and down wind map, I didn't want to build a energy storage that much. This time, you could get away with an energy storage and building windmills, but I felt like building a few more solar would have helped instead, to give it a little more consistency. Yeah, so the second one gets built, or the third one gets built pretty fast. These guys come back. We're just scaling up power for a little bit, and converters. Yeah, we gotta get these guys to work. Scaling up power to like 300 before you go T2. Yep, start the T2, eat the factory, right? You don't want to eat your commander until you've eaten everything else that you could have eaten, because we're getting the 2 metal from the commander. And now an air transport did come in with absolutely nothing in it, which is so weird. So I had built a anti-air in panic. Do respond to the game. You gotta respond to the game. But it was a big nothing burger, so ignore that. Yeah, we all are stalling a little bit, but I want to keep my commander up because I know I'll get this bump here, and I don't want to lose this 2 income just yet. We're stalling a little bit. Yeah. Getting sidetracked with building things because the wind was like absurdly high. I got tricked into building more converters. This seems to be a problem on my end of gameplay. I like to build converters whenever I see this bar is filled. You probably wouldn't build this many in your game. So there are some slight misplays in this. So this game, I had a 15-minute nuke, which is good. It could have been a little faster, but I forgot to keep floating resources, and so I actually stalled with my nuke facility, and that delays me by about 30 seconds. But in the end, it didn't matter. So we are stalling mass, and that's when I decide to eat the commander. We're stalling mass, that'll get us our T2 bot faster. We are absolutely stalling. The life juice now comes into your system, and you can get this bad boy up much faster. I think I was just so desperate for power at this point. I decided it's more important to do this. This right here is a mistake, though. Definitely do that. Don't do this. We're stalling. If you're stalling, don't build more build power. Don't build more build power if you're stalling. This is definitely a mistake. This definitely is contributing to why it was closer to 15 minutes and not closer to 14 minutes. Just pump out that T2 and get those mass extractors. But we are stalling, so you want to build power along the way. Here, I'm stalling so bad. I had to have my eater build a solar panel just because we don't need the mass. We need the power right now. Okay, once that bad boy's out, you get him going, and then you can start building your additional production. Build power. Yeah, we got the power back. Power's back in the system. He's going back to eating. We're doing that. We're doing this. We're doing that. Honestly, this is more of a priority than these buildings, just so you know. You might want to not build power when you're getting your first mass extractor or your first couple. That's definitely something you should do. I think I go for this one first because these guys are kind of far out here. Yeah, I think I eat this by accident. Yep, eaten by accident. So I checked right as I should have. Right after. It's so sad. Yeah, it's kind of hard to juggle all these things to keep it in just the right balance of like production. It's a little hard. It's a balancing act. You got metal, energy, and build power. Yeah, the second one comes out and is gonna build those or help build those. I think since we're stalling, we delay this just a little bit, just to get this one done. Yeah, we need to reach that 600 power mark as well. That'll help us support all our things that we are going to do. Yeah, we were stalling so hard on mass that we gotta delay certain things. Yeah, stalling on mass. I should have eaten these solar panels right now. Right now, eating the solar panels would have been the best thing to do. And I probably shouldn't have gotten these additional butlers just yet. Because we are focused on getting these mexes up. In fact, I'm having him going down to eat it right now. But guess what? My commander ally blows up the guy I wanted to eat. So I'm like, well, there goes 150 metal. What can you do? That's probably, there are small hiccups in what makes your timing happen. It's the difference between theory of what the build order is and what the real game implications are. Yeah, we lost a little power, so we gotta get a little more power back. He also donates one kindly back, but we're still slacking from the 600 that we need for the fusion. Also, we want to get these mass extractors up as quickly as possible. Yep, they're going over. I believe I get the third one just to have, just to have and to sell later for additional build power instead of building these construction turrets. You can also sell them to your allies. Alright, that's done. Now we start the fusion. With our over 600. Yeah, now it's 700, right? You want, I don't know the exact number, it's a range, and we were stalling on mass, so we eat the factory. And then we get our fusion, and then it's gonna fall out with a converter. Just right now, what happened right there with all the description is a pause happened, and during that time I was able to communicate with my team which target we wanted to hit, and we were discussing red, but red was already hit, so we discussed this guy. It would not have been a bad target to hit this guy because he's already T2. That would send him back a lot, but we see that there's a huge mass of stuff here, and I also see the factory here, so I think that's a target. My allies wanted to break through, so we decide on this is the target, or at least I decide. They wanted different targets. I decide this is the target. You don't always have to hit the back line, because the back line, look, there's actually not, pink is a target here because it's T2, but this area is kind of you would have to hit right there, and you might be baited into hitting up here or over here because of the mexes if you don't have vision. So sometimes it's not bad to actually just hit the front. Also, you don't know if the back has anti-nuke. They could be rushing anti-nuke. You never know. You have to rely on your team for scouting if you want this to be as quick as possible for the nuke. You don't have time to build a scout. that's gonna be shut down. Yeah, I see why I say over 600 energy is needed, because you really stall on energy. But once that's done, you got your converter, you can start the nuke. Hello? Yeah, you start the nuke. I always build the second one, but I don't think it's always necessary. I don't think this is always necessary. I think you can just go straight to this. Come on, guys, get to work. Yeah. So our new silo is a little late, just a little late, because of the small hiccups that happened along the way. But things are happening up in the front, right? I'm gonna go to player view to show you what I meant by the target. Look, this is what I meant by targets. I don't know where I see this T2 factory, right? That could be a good target. This could be a good target. I see that there's a destruction here. I don't see what's here. I don't know what's going on here, right? But I see this clump of stuff right here, and I see the factory. So that allows a breakthrough as well. So yeah, that's why I decided on this target. Yellow was also a good one, but I didn't see a factory there, which is why I decided on this guy. Another thing you should know, this is a little map dependent. This is a little bit like just because of game knowledge. I know that on what is this map called? Glitters, right? Glitters. This map actually has a slight imbalance. This side has less mexes than this side. Okay, this has less and this has more. I don't know exactly what the reasoning is, but there's just fewer mexes on this side if you count them compared to this side, and it's mirrored all along this side. So this has less and this has more. So if we actually nuke this player, there's actually going to be a lot less stuff in this column compared to these columns. There's a few maps that are like this, where they have this map imbalance built into them. So nuking this side would allow my advantageous side to win harder. If I had nuked this side, this player would, the penguin guy, he would actually have a hard time punching through because these neighbors have a lot of income relative to him. All right, so we were discussing during this pause who to nuke, and orange is the target, right? I'm telling my team, I'm getting the nuke, baby. We're 12 minutes in, we're 1 minute from the silo. And immediately after, I'm building anti-nuke, because if I'm going nukes, that means someone else can have nukes. The moment I get my nuke up, someone else could have it. Yeah, I'm telling my team that the nuke is coming. I'm going to speed up just a little bit. I'm just using my full build power to build this right now. Anti-nuke and anti-air, yeah. All right, 13 minutes, it's done. Now this is a slight problem. Look at this. You see this red power symbol? Don't do what I did. I had too much build power onto this thing. That stalls this nuke silo. So this is actually stalled by probably about 30 seconds because I didn't properly like allocate resources to it. Yeah, so it was stalled by about 30 seconds or so. Stalled for a little bit. So this could have been slightly faster, slightly faster. Yeah, so now I'm doing much more. No, I'm not diligent. I'm stalling again. Yeah, all this stalling is why it's a little slower. I'm stalling so hard, I just instantly like, all right, get back to it. Off. We gotta not stop stalling right now. And I have these guys on wait, the wait command W, just because I didn't want them to build. And once that's done, we're gonna eco. All right, the nuke will be done shortly, and my team will nuke. I will nuke this. Yep, I'm firing now. At 15 minutes, which is an okay nuke timing. It's pretty fast, not the fastest. Slight stalls, but it's a team game. What can you expect? No anti-nuke because this is the front, and boom, it's all gone. So only the commander survived. He had enough HP to survive that. I'm gonna go back to normal speed. Look, they have no anti-nuke on their backline, or they do actually, but they have to build that, and that takes time. So that means you can actually nuke a second target, usually if they don't have anti-nuke. But if they were expecting an anti-nuke, they would have it up right now, and it would be already close to stockpiling, which is why I decided to nuke the front line again. All right. We're just gonna eco, continue ecoing, and now nuke, because the successful nuke bought us time and space. Now we can nuke the next target. Make sure not to have no resources. We make sure to float resources so that this can build without being stalled now. And we just eco. Go for 3 and then 8 fuse. All right, that's ready. Now we fire. Poor yellow is gonna get the nuke. He just builds his T2 as well. It's so sad. Oh, look at that. The nice T2 engineer popping right out and then dead. So sad. And that's game. We got our other eco player who rushed T3 is now going in. And our other side can now push in, and that makes it hard for them to defend both sides. And they're gonna give up. It's just too much. Third nuke would have been on the way, and I'm not sure if they had anti-nuke up just yet. It's like mostly done. It would have been close, but they give up. So there you have it. A six mechs fast nuke. I mean, fast as you can possibly make it in a team game with hiccups. Yeah. So there's our implementation of the game, of the 2 last videos I made with the nukes. There you go. Have fun, I guess. Don't do it in my games. See, I don't want to fight this. I'm going to be fighting on the front line like Orange, and then I'm going to have a 15-minute nuke in my face. I'm going to be like, well, that's it for me. All right. Thanks for watching, I guess. Yep.